Hi everybody. In this video we're going to take a look at adding sound to a Flash movie. And the first thing I'm going to do is open up one of our data files, in this case fl5_2.fla. That's fl5_2.fla. I happen to have it right here under my open recent items, so I'm just going to click on it. And then I'm going to go to my file menu and save this with a different file name. So I'm going to click on Save As, and I'm going to save this using the file name Rally Sound. That's Rally, R-A-L-L-Y, capital S-N-D as an abbreviation for sound. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to play the movie. And this is a movie where the visuals have already been created, so they're ready to go. But you'll notice this movie has no sound. And it would actually be more effective if we added sound to it. And that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, on your timeline, click the Stop Movie layer to make sure that's the active layer. Then we're going to insert a new layer by clicking the New Layer button at the bottom of our timeline. And when the default Layer 1 comes up, we're going to rename that and call it Car, C-A-R, capital S, lowercase n-d, for Car Sound. Car Sound. And we're going to drop this sound on that new layer that we just created. And that sound is going to add some more appeal to this movie that we're building. The next thing that we want to do is go to frame number 72 on the Car Sound layer. And remember, when you click a frame, you can check to make sure you're on the right frame by looking down here at the bottom of your screen, and you can see I am on frame number 72. And I'm going to insert a keyframe there by going to Insert, Timeline, and clicking on Keyframe. And at this point, I need to bring a sound into my library for this document. So I'm going to go to my File menu, highlight Import, and then click on Import to Library. And my Import to Library dialog box will pop up. And it's already in the location where I have my data files stored. You can see all the Chapter 5 data files here. I'm going to click on Car Sound to highlight that and then click my Open button. And if I go to my library panel, you'll see I now have Car Sound down here at the bottom of my library panel. I can click on that in the list, and you see the wave pattern to indicate that this is a sound. In the upper right corner of your library panel, there is a play button, and you can play the sound to preview what it sounds like before you actually use it in a presentation. Now, as you play the sound, you can see that it sounds like a car revving up, and that's what we're going to use for this. So now that we've previewed that, we know that we definitely want to use it. Make sure you're still on frame number 72 of your Car Sound layer on your timeline there. And then come to your library panel and drag Car Sound and drop it on your stage like you see me doing with my mouse pointer right now. Just drag and drop. Now, you won't actually see a picture there representing the sound when you let go of the left mouse button. You just have to trust that it's there. The next thing we're going to do is slow down the presentation of this movie a little bit by changing the frame rate from 24 frames per second to 12 frames per second. You do that down here at the bottom of your timeline. You can do it another way as well, but this is the easiest way to do it. Click on the 24 frames per second and just type in 12 for the number. Hit your Enter key, and that changes the frame rate to 12 frames per second. And in order to test this sound, we actually have to test it within Flash Professional. Simply hitting the Enter key on the keyboard will not work. So I need to go to my control menu at the top of the screen, highlight Test Movie, and then click on Flash Professional for it to generate a copy of a Shockwave file that will allow me to play this as my audience will see it. And you'll see the movie load, and at this point I can click my Click to Continue button, and you'll see my sound plays at that point. And this is what we want. This is exactly what's supposed to happen once we add a sound into this movie. And that is the basics of adding sound into a movie using Adobe Flash CS6.